Hey everybody, welcome to this new video where Solaris Ray is playing Rimworld vs Zombieland. In the previous video, well, we had to deal with a fair amount of issues as usual, but one of which is Mary decided, everything that happened with her son, James, that she lost with that tank zombie tremendously hurted her. Plus, she lost a brother, so all that had a tremendous repercussion in the mood. She went wandering outside in a psychotic wandering state, and we had to arrest her because if she just wanders outside, the zombies are gonna kill her, and we can't afford to lose Mary. So Zelda decided upon him to arrest her and put her back in a room. We tried to recruit her back, but she went berserk and gravely wounded Zelda in the process, beating his ass off quite extensively. And after Bryce had to come stop the conflict. And this is where we left. All right. Now, also there is something that I wanted to mention. I realized in the last video that with all the chaos that happened, 4 days have passed in the new month without increasing the difficulty. So what I've decided is because 4 days have passed in the new month with the same difficulty of the previous month. So that means that the 4 days in December have been easier than it should have been. So to compensate the difficulty, what I will do is I will change right now the difficulty so it can match what it should have been for the first 4 days. And to compensate, 4 days before the end of December, so before the next month, I'm gonna increase the difficulty on the 11th of December to what it should have been in January, or or in a primary, or the next month after December it is, right? So that's gonna make the game harder 4 days before what it should have been, so it will balance things out. So because I'm a human after all, so if I miss it, then this is a good way, I think, to compensate it. But that means that December is gonna be pretty dangerous, because right now I'm gonna increase the difficulty of the zombie mode on the 4th, and on the 11th is going to increase even more. So we're gonna be we're gonna have to deal with way more dangerous zombies, and this is gonna jump into our next conversation. But before talking about the other conversation, I'm gonna make the increase. So all the zombies are gonna increase by 2%. Which is really terrifying me, because this is making the game considerably higher, or considerably more difficult. Like, if I have to define what is making the game more difficult for me at the moment, it's not necessarily the number of maximum zombie in the screen, the zombie per colonist and events, or the colony multiplier. It's the number of special zombies, because as the number of special zombies is increasing, the proportion of normal zombie decrease, which means it's going to be harder and harder for us to get zombie serum, which is going to make it harder and harder for us to fulfill the mission objective, which is to produce hundreds of or thousands of zombie serums, not zombie extract, but zombie serums, right? And the trickiest zombies for me are the electrifying zombies, the tanky zombies, and the suicide zombies. And I'm gonna need to have 100 zombie serum sent to a village to reduce by 2% any of those. So that's gonna be extremely hard, because I'm gonna need to have 100 medikit that I'm gonna need to produce to make 100 zombie serums, and I'm gonna need to have 1,000 zombie extracts, which means 1,000 zombie extracts means killing 100 zombies. Really, that simplified the math. But at this stage of the game, I was only able to produce 2 zombie serums, right? So I'm gonna have to really rethink the entire way that the base is structured, because I'm gonna need 1, 2, or maybe 3 people producing zombie serums and medikit full time. That's their only purpose, is to make the serums. And having a squad or a team killing zombies and extracting the zombie serums. So it's gonna require a new organization, right? So let me finish this first as well. So 1600 zombies at the screen. We're gonna increase the zombie multiplier by 0.5 on there, and the maximum for the zombie per colonist in zombie event is gonna be 80. Okay. Now, if we think about this, like personally, I don't really mind about this, right? I don't even mind about all this, right? I don't mind. I don't care. This is not really what terrifies me. What terrifies me is this, right? Because what I need to have a big, when I think about it, I need to have a huge amount of zombies in the map so I can kill them and harvest them for the zombie extract. But it needs to be normal zombies. It cannot be special zombies. So I need to influence this so I can reduce the proportion of special zombies, especially the electrifying ones. I know that the tanky zombies are dangerous, and the bomber zombies as well, but turrets can deal with them, right? Especially if I advance in the research far enough, I can have range weaponry that can potentially deal with them fairly quickly. But the electrifying zombies, like, you need to deal with them in melee or to have traps. And traps can only go so far. Like, if you really have more and more zombies, and we're talking hundreds of zombies in the screens, maybe thousands, it's not going to be easy for me to have, a team going out in the zombie invasion and try to specifically kill the electrifying zombies while avoiding the tanky zombies and all the other stuff, right? And traps, yeah, you can have traps outside, but when the traps is sprung, you need to go out again and to rearm them. So you're going to have to expose someone to rearm the traps. And you're not necessarily sure which zombie is going to spring the trap. Like, it can be, just a mining zombie or a normal zombie, like, triggering the trap, and the electrifying zombie, not triggering it. So you're not in control of what how efficient the traps are going to be. So we may going to have to rethink the base. Maybe thinking about creating an efficient, kill box. But even if we have a kill box, because we have suicide zombies that can blow up and all that stuff, the suicide zombies will blow up when they're being killed, right? Like, even if you kill them before they reach, how can I say that? If they come into a kill box and they being targeted, they get killed, they will explode. And if they explode, they will destroy with them walls or whatever installation is around them, aka making the kill box not very efficient, right? Unless I create kind of a funnel like this where all the zombies come, but the zombies will come from everywhere. So and even if we do that, then if the turrets focus on the electrified zombies, then they are wasting their ammunition, and because they're gonna focus on a zombie that they can kill, and therefore they're not killing the zombies that they can, like the suicide zombies or the tank zombies or or even ordinary zombies, and they're gonna come close to the walls, and it's gonna just be a matter of time before the walls gonna fall, because the zombies can destroy anything. They can attack any object, right? Which make them even more dangerous. But as it should. Like, zombies are, if they see their meal and if there's something standing between them and their meal, they're just gonna rail at it until they're gonna be able to eat their meal. They're not just gonna look, at the wall and not trying to go through it, or they're gonna try to destroy whatever stand between them and their food source, right? They're maybe not clever, but they're clever enough to do that, in my understanding. So that's perfectly fine. Now, the other issue that we have is the turrets. Now, the turrets are pretty good, but they consume way too much, steel. And if I look at the research, I'm gonna generate the layout, but we're gonna need some time before we're gonna reach the very high tech, which is laser and things like that. And we need to have specific items like the brutal analyzer and things like that, which we don't have access to at the moment. Now we have access to the high tech research, but the high tech research table, but we don't necessarily have a researcher anymore. Our researcher is in prison, and we need to recruit her back. Now we can have someone else making the research, but it's not going to go as fast as intended, right? Now there are certain things that could be useful for us, maybe the shear generator, but again, shear generators and things like that is more for range. Like the zombies are going to be able, I think, to pass through the shield. I could be wrong, but if I understand correctly, I think it is the case. There is the crafters, the builders, the haulers, Thunderbolt robotics. So this could be a good thing for us. Like if we can make some research on that, that can free up some crafting time, right? Like I wonder if, this is robotics, right? So let's have a look. Crafter. What does it entail, a crafter? What can it do? Enable recip make crafter bot tier 5. Okay. What is that? Enable. Okay. Tier 4, tier 3. Okay. So production of a crafter robot. And there is also a builder robot. And what is a ER? What is that? ER? Emergency response robot. Okay. Emergency response. Okay, I never used this, so I'm more than happy to explore that. Maybe the solution is in some of the advanced technology, but we're gonna need to research robotics, which is pretty funny because all this is the field of Mary. So I need her back, all right? But it would be very good if we can have access to robotics. And after there is, like intermediate logic and advanced logic. So you can do more advanced robots. But robots are very good, would be very good in this scenario because they can be beaten. They can be beaten, but they cannot be infected by the plague. So it would make sense that to leverage the resources that we have in the base, if we cannot be in control of the amount of colonies that came in the faction or in the colony, we can be in control of constructing robots and constructing robots that can craft. And the reason why I'm so excited by crafting and maybe even building the builder is because that will, if the crafter can craft, if I can make that the crafter does the serums and medical kits, then we could potentially have our solution there of robots just making the serums, and therefore they will not have to consume too much food because they're robots, they just need energy, and that will allow us to have a production chain, a production line. And when we are talking about creating, I'm not even talking about hundreds, but thousands of zombie serums, it's either have a team of 5 or 10 colonies just solely dedicated on the production of the serums, if they're doing that all day, because it takes a long time to craft the serums. I noticed with Mary, it takes a long time to craft the serum. Now, maybe if you have a full-fledged team of crafters that do the serum, they get very good at it, they can do it quicker. But if you have 10 people just doing serums and 10 people doing the kits, the medic kits, which are necessary to make the serums, then that's 20 people that are in the colony that you need to feed, that you need to protect, that you need to deal with their tantrums and their you know, and their needs, and the mod triggers based on colonists. So I don't know if robots are considered like colonists. I hope not. But if they are not considered like colonists, then it would be a nice way to, you know, get things done without having zombies falling on us, right? And it also makes sense because robots don't have blood, so zombies are not interested in eating robots, or you know, they cannot infect robots, so they will not attract, like their blood would not attract the zombies from kilometers away, right? So I think that would be a good solution for us to investigate. But I do agree, like we need to be able to craft the medikits. I also need, so it states there that so you need an industrial tech medicine by combining herbal medicine and neutral amine and cloth. Okay. All right. So this is very interesting. So here, if I read correctly, we're going to need herbal medicine. So we're going to need heat fruits. We're going to need neutral amine, which is a drug which we have, but we're going to need to be able to craft that. And we're going to need cloth. And we can make cloth out of cotton. So the question is like, how can I make neutral amine? Right? Can I make neutral amine? All right, neutral amine synthesis. Neutral. What is it? Okay, it's there. Can I make that? No. Why can I not make that? Advanced. Attends. Why multi-analyzer? Okay. So we need a multi-analyzer to do it. But this is critical, guys. This is absolutely critical. We cannot reach our objective and survive this playthrough if we cannot make serums. And to make those serums, you need medikits. And to make medikits, you need cloths, you need herbal kits, and you need the neutral amine. So this thing there, what it does, inexpensive. Yeah, so we're gonna need to research the prosthetics, which is fine. Okay, I presume, but it depends. It will tell me, and it needs to be done with the drug lag. So synthesis of neutral amine from nutriment solutions from protein mash with cleverly combined stem cell with bioengineering organism. Neutral amine can now be made at the drug lab. So it looks like you can just do it from the drug lab. It may have some requirements or some ingredients, but it's going to be necessary. But I'm going to need that. Now, can I have a multi-analyzer? All right, so let's see. That's industrial production. Oops, sorry, production. So it's not there. Okay. So there is the lost analyzer. Okay, so it's the lost analyzer, the brutal analyzer. But where is the multi-analyzer? So you have the high-tech and the hopper. Misc. Okay. There's console. Maybe I'm gonna have to purchase it. Or yeah, steam gas, temperature, refrigerator. Oh, we can do a refrigerator. Meat stored in this will not deteriorate even if outside. Okay. And wood stove furnace. Cook meals and produce heat. Run out of fuel after a few days. Heat source. It must be placed indoors so it has quotes from it. Refuelable. Okay. That's good to know. That's discovering some stuff. So this is a good question because everything is going to come down to this. Now, I know if I go here, what does it say? Lost analyzer, increase research speed and unlock lost technology. Needs to be placed near a high-tech research bench. one research bench can be linked to only one lost analyzer. And what is the brutal analyzer? Increase research and speed to unlock radar technology needs to be placed near the high-tech research, and only one research bench can be linked to the brutal analyzer. Okay, so this is very interesting. But there we need a lost core and we need a brutal core. Okay, that's gonna be interesting. But still, it doesn't state the multi-analyzer, right? So I'm gonna go here. Can we craft it? Multi-analyzer. Yep. Here we go. We can make it. So multi-analyzer. Cool. All right. So we already have microelectronics. Oof. I was worried. I thought that I was going to need one of the advanced tech, but no, I don't need it. I just need the analyzers. Cool. Okay. So if I have the multi-analyzer, then I can make the research for the neutral amine. Right? So I wonder if now that I have that, it will unlock or allow me to unlock the neutral amine, or is it not possible to forecast it? Yeah, it doesn't seem to be yeah, I cannot left click and add it there, even if it's in my research bar, which is cool. Now I gonna write I want the crafter there, right? I do want it. I want the builder and I want the crafter, but after the multi-analyzer. And I still want all this to be researched because we need weapons, we need armor, we need all this. All this we need. No questions. Because we don't have enough firepower. So what I'm doing here is I'm planning ahead how we're going to try to survive in this playthrough, because the situation is extremely dire right now. Okay. So we have a plan. We know what we're going to research. It's all there. But we have a critical flaw in our strategy is the best researcher is there. All right? She's the best. Now, if I look at the skill of the other people, yeah, Zelda is not intellectual. Emu is not intellectual. And Brice is not intellectual. Right? Like, it's good in medical. It can heal people, but it's not even having 2 in intellectual, right? And Mary, I crafted her that way. She's an intellectual. She has 17 in intellect, and she has a minor passion on it. So we need her back. We need her back. Like, we really need to make sure that we can recruit her, and she can work on. She can work with the high tech bench, right? So this is it is critical. So that's gonna be our focus. Now, Brice is the warden on this. So let me have a look. He's the warden, okay? Because if I'm not mistaken, he's pretty decent at social. He's maybe not as good as Zelda, but after the catastrophe that happened with Mary kicking Zelda's ass in melee because she went berserk, Brice needs to be the one taking care. I know he also has, you know, the gear, right? He has the flak armor, so he would take less damage. I just need to make sure that the steel club doesn't kill Mary. But yeah. Okay, cool. So that's where we stand. Now, food-wise, we seem to be good. Craft-wise, we seem to be good. The number of zombie extract is 307, so we could make 3 serums, but as you can see, we are so far away. Our objective of hundreds of serums, by a very long shot. And there is another issue. If you look at here, you will notice that in the materials there, we have no steel. This is the other thing that I was talking about. Like the turrets, the way that the mod is handling the turrets is just using normal bullets, right? Enfin, normal bullets. It's consuming steel at a normal pace. So this is the problem that we have. We need to extend the base. But for us to extend the base, we need to have more turrets. And if we have more turrets, it's going to consume more steel. So we cannot necessarily sustain you know, supplying those turrets with all this steel. So yeah, we have kind of an issue now. The thing that I'm thinking, the strategy that we can apply here, just to be cost effective, because we need to have ground that we can harvest, and not necessarily just for food. We need fruit and we need cloth, right? Now, of our cloth, we need cotton. All this can be, you know, cultivated from the ground, but I'm gonna need to have a fair amount, right? Now, I don't necessarily need to have a huge field right now. And also, like, the land is fairly fertile, so that's the good news. The bad news is we're gonna need to extend the base. So for us to extend the base, we're gonna need to be careful, right? Like, I don't necessarily want to increase too much the number of turrets, because the amount of steel that is in the base is still significant, but it's progressively depleting, right? And of course, there can be some events by the storyteller that's going to drop, you know, additional resources, maybe. Oh, this is interesting. Boom up. If I'm not mistaken, they can be used for chem fuel. Okay, so we're going to see if we can retrieve them. But yeah, on the map, there is a fair amount of steel that we can use, and maybe there's new steel that can be dropped, but I don't want all our steel to be used in turrets, right? We need the steel to actually advance high-tech stuff, like the high-tech bench and you know, doing power armor and advanced weaponry and doing the drop pods. We need steel, right? We cannot let the turret steal the steel out of us, right? So that's why we need to have more advanced weaponry. So like that, maybe we can use the turrets just at night, and during the day it's Zelda and Breeze that clean the stuff out, you know? That's another solution. But what I'm thinking, guys, is if I go here and I go in orders to plan, I think it's inevitable, okay? I think it's really inevitable that we're going to have to extend the base. Here it's going to be a very easy extension, all right? Because it's already secured. So one of the things that I want EU to do is to go here and to man all this stuff up, because I don't trust having just you know, mini walls or walls there, because with the amount of mining zombies that can be at the map at any one time, they can, you know, mine through this and enter the base, and we consider this as a safe area. No. We need to have proper walls and proper defense in everything that we do. So I wanted to completely mine this stuff up and having walls there. And by the way, normal walls in steel, it's all the walls are gonna have to be in limestone or marble or things that we don't need to construct high-tech stuff. I'm even considering dismantling those walls and to recuperate the steel and to redo them in limestone, right? It's really something that I'm thinking about, because we need all the steel that we can get. Now, we are lucky because here we have some steel left, and we have some steel here as well, and we have some steel there. But once that's going to be harvested, we're going to have to go outside the base, right, to go get some steel, right? Another way that we can have a source of steel is trying to use the furnace. What is it? The fuel smithy. So a wooden fuel station for smithing non-mechanical weapon and tool. No, I don't think that's the one. Fuel stove. Electric smelter. Extract usable metal from slag chunks and other mixed metal items. Consume a lot of power though, right? But guess what? You need steel for that. Right, so all this requires steel. That's why I don't want steel to be used too much by our turrets. So if I want to extend the base, I want to be able to extend it with the number of turrets that we have right now. Maybe one more, but that's it. Okay. So I'm gonna harvest all this up, right? Completely. EU is gonna, she's gonna level up her mining. I'm telling you, she's gonna be our miner. That's for sure. And she's gonna mine the living hell out of this. All right. Meanwhile, I'm gonna have Briss maybe extending the wall all the way here. All right. So that's the thing that I'm planning there. So let's get to it, right? I personally think it's not going to be a bad idea to extend the defense parameter all the way here, all the way up here, and here. Okay. And I think that's going to give us the necessary space for a very long time, because all this is not harvestable areas, so we can use this for production. So once EU is going to harvest all this, then and something that I'm going to need to be careful as well is the having a buffer space. Yeah, I want a buffer space, like just like this. Okay. Come back there. So why a buffer space? Well, for multiple reasons. The first reason is, like, let's say, for example, we have zombies coming to that wall. Then, or suicide zombies that come to that wall. Then if they explode, they're gonna be able to destroy that wall, but the explosion will not reach that wall too much, right? The range, I think it's range 5 or range 3. I don't remember. I think it's range 3. But I will need to check that. But even if it's range 5, most of the deflagration would be absorbed by the first wall anyway. So, and that worked pretty well here. You see, like, there is a buffer there. So I want to have the same buffer. But if I look, the buffer there, it's bigger than that. So maybe what I want to do, and this is why, guys, like, my experience, like, if you are trying to survive, you're playing a survival game like this, and you know, you are short in resources and it's hard and all that stuff, like, plan ahead the construction of your base. Like, I know that it sounds like an overkill what I'm doing right now, but I'm telling you, like, if I'm not doing what I'm doing, I will have no chance to survive there. So I want to have additional space, like maybe even to be able to construct additional rooms, because there, if I do the wall here, then this is going to be an extra buffer. So the walls will have here, right? Because, okay, so this is the thing that I need to think about, the reorganization of the base. Because the wall is, if I land there, this is to include the buffer, right? But there is already a buffer, and I don't want the base to be too big. This is already very big, all right? So if I put this inside, okay, just to respect the same architecture here, then here's gonna be the buffer, and there's gonna be another buffer, right? And here we're gonna need a buffer too, because there's only one wall. But this is the most important part. Okay, so then I can plan ahead, and yeah, there is water, which is kind of annoying, right? But there's going to be water here too, so it's going to be the same thing, but we're going to be crossing more water here, which I really don't like. I don't like this. I don't like this at all, because we need water. We need to have all this area. We need to have it in the water to put traps and all that stuff, right? And ideally, what I would like to see is, can I construct another water mill not far away somehow? No, I can't. No, it doesn't look like I can. Okay, it's good to know. So, okay, well, we can do that. And this. So it's going to reduce the amount of cultivable area inside the base, for sure. But I think we can manage it, right? And here, some of the rooms that are there, we can reallocate this. We can reallocate all this and put it here, right? Why? Because this is stone. We can't cultivate anything on this, right? But this is fertile land, right? Now, it's 70% fertility where if it's there 100%, maybe it's because there's a roof above the thing, but I'm pretty sure that normally it should be 100%, okay? Or some of the lands there are 100%, you know, 100%. This is 100%. So we are losing so much harvestable land because we had to construct here, but it doesn't necessarily mean that it has to be the case. So what I'm thinking is like, to maximize this area and to reallocate the rooms, reallocate the power production, reallocate the food area and all that stuff here as much as possible. And there, right, which is the 100%, or maybe we can keep the land there. This is 100%, 100%, or this is 100%, 100%, but this for some reason is it's 100% too, except here it's 70%, some areas, but doesn't matter. Yeah, all this is 100%. So we can use this area, which is on stone, okay, to put the kitchen, the research area, the beds, you know, all that stuff, and then reallocate all this area for crops, right? For crops, for cotton, for heath foods, which we desperately need. And, you know, with the current turrets that we have at the moment, where we have this turret, so we can see the area is pretty wide. We have this one. We have this one. We have, I think there is another one that I'm constructing here that is not finished, that I need to construct. We have another one here, right? So if we put them in strategic areas, like if I put this one here, it will be able to cover all the way here, and this one will be able to cover all the way here. So I may need another one here. This one will be able to cover, oops, sorry. This one will be able to cover all the way at the bottom. So you see, like if I put it on the corners there, then the range will be way more efficient. And I'm gonna have to put embouchures there so that the turrets can shoot all the way there, right? So I'm gonna need a turret there, a turret here, a turret there, a turret here in the four corners, and maybe here, 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 here. So 4 turrets and 4 more turrets for the middle. So that's 8 turrets, okay? So this is what I'm calculating. Here I have 1 turret, 2 turrets. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so I have 4 turrets at the moment. And I'm constructing a 5th turret. Alright, so I'm gonna need to have 3 more turrets. Which is gonna... and it's pretty funny if you select all the turrets, you can see the coverage of the turrets, which is pretty cool actually. But you can see that some of, like, and once the turrets there would be constructed, this area would be way further. But there we can see that this area is covered as long as they can shoot from embouchures. There it's covered, this is covered. So we have a pretty good coverage except here, which is going to be done. But once the base is going to be fully extended, then we may gonna need some additional turrets, which is gonna double the consumption of steel to just maintain the security of the base, which is pretty interesting. So maybe what I'm gonna have to do, because this is optimal. If the 2 turrets are in this distance, you see like the point of shooting is here, so they can cover this area fairly well, right? Which optimize the use of those turrets. But this turret is not very efficient because all this part it cannot shoot, right? And this turret is just here, so it's not being used properly. So those turrets gonna be in the 4 corners there, and that would be way more efficient. And all this is going to be mined down. All this is going to be mined down. I don't want this. I want that to be open so that the turrets can shoot all the zombies coming. Like this is protecting the zombies. It's not helping us. We need to have an open field, because don't forget, guys, that the zombies, if they come close to the walls, they can destroy it. So, and they can be mining zombies and all that stuff. So we don't want to rely on mountains or natural walls, because they can just pass through them. And if they pass through them, they, like with the mining zombies, they're going to waste the steel, right? They're not going to be able to, they're not mining the steel the same way that our colonist is doing it. So we need to gather that steel before the zombies destroy it, right? So that's another thing that we need to do. We need to harvest this entire mountain, that, and construct the walls. But the first step is for EU to harvest there, use that to construct the inside walls, move and after move the turrets there. So we're gonna have to have embouchures there, and then construct the outside walls, move the turrets there, and we need to supply the power all the way up there. So we're gonna need steel. We're gonna need a lot of steel to construct the power conduits to supply the powers there. Energy wise, I think we're gonna be fine with the water mill. That's reduced considerably the amount of power that we need to rely on wood. And then once that is done, I think we're going to have a base that can sustain raids for a fair amount of time, okay? But still, there's going to be the problem of the electrifying zombies that the turrets cannot take care of, right? And even the tanky zombies, the turrets are just, you know, they would do damage to them, but they're not going to be able to destroy them before they reach the walls. That's period. I saw that. Right, the turrets are not the best way to deal with those big zombies. So anyway, so this was a very planning episode, just to see what we're gonna do. But I think that this is something that we can achieve, and we're gonna be going for that. And the reason why I'm taking so much time planning, guys, is because the difficulty is going to increase as today, and it's going to increase in 11 days. And we need to make sure that the base can survive, like having huge amount of special zombies. I'm not very worried about the normal zombies. I'm worried about the special zombies, you know, the suicide ones, the electrifying ones, the tank ones. They're the most dangerous. And if you look at the MUD there, we're already at, you know, only 61% of zombies that are normal. And, you know, we're already the 4th of the month. In the 11th of the month, we will have 10% for each. So we're going to be already like 50% of the zombies are going to be special zombies. And we are nowhere near at the moment able to construct the amount of zombie serums to reduce the amount of special zombies, right? Don't forget, we need 100 zombie serums to just reduce the special zombies by 2%, right? And to prevent that from, like, and we need to be able to do that like every month, just to prevent a specific type of zombie to progress from 2%. Okay, so if I want to reduce this more than 2%, I'm gonna need to do 200 zombie serum per 15 days. So yeah, I'm gonna need to find a solution there, because when I'm thinking about it, it's possible that all the zombies that we're gonna have to give are gonna be special zombies, and there will be no ordinary zombies, and the turrets are not gonna allow us to kill the special zombies. Like the suicide zombies, if I'm not mistaken, they don't leave a corpse because they explode. So that's all the suicide zombies that are spawning. They're just not providing us zombie extract. I will need to check that, but I think it's the case. The other ones will, but you know, the mining zombies and the let me see. The mining zombies and the toxic zombies are okay, right? Like they are easy to kill. They're not really a threat for us. So we want, you know, either to have normal zombies, mining zombies, or toxic zombies. That's perfectly fine. Electrifying zombies, they're a problem for the turrets, which represent 80% of our defense. Tanky zombies are also a problem for our turrets because they're not powerful enough to kill them before they reach the walls. And we all know how destructive they are. They one-shotted James and killed our Mega Sloth in one shot. So, you know, if they reach the walls are going to fall very quickly. And the suicide zombies, of course, because they explode, and when they explode, they can destroy the wall, and they don't leave a body to extract zombie from. So that's the problem, guys. So what I'm forecasting is like if in the next 3 months, because that's gonna bring, or I would say, yeah, if 3 or 4 months, if the next 3 or 4 months we are not able to construct 100 zombie serums per month, or maybe even 200 zombie serums per month to send it to Terran to reduce the number of zombie serum, the special zombies, the base is gonna be overwhelmed and we're gonna lose the series. I don't think that we can. The base will be able to sustain so many special zombies at the walls. It's not gonna be possible, and I don't think that there's gonna be a kill box that can manage so many suicide zombies and tank zombies and electrifying zombies at our wall that is gonna bash our walls, right? Don't forget that the zombies can destroy the walls, right? They're not gonna stand there at the wall. They're gonna bash the walls. So. Anyway, so that's going to be the plan. We have a battle plan. It's going to have to increase the size of the base so we can produce all the ingredients that we needed to make the serums and to mass produce the serums. That's why we need robots. We need cultivable areas, and we need to increase the safety. Okay. And there's also something that I was considering, like maybe you can let me know in the comment section below, is the turret gun consumption. At the moment, there is no reduction, but maybe there are some things that we can think of that if we achieve them, or if there is a specific research that we can do, then we can reduce the the turret consumption by a specific bit. But it's going to require us to do something specific, like either a specific research or you know, like, I don't know, like I will think about something. I will let you know in the next episode, but that could be cool, you know, like maybe having, you know, a specific research on gunnery, you know, that we can consider will make the turrets more efficient, or having a certain amount of steel, you know, on the side, and if we have like 500 steel, we can reduce the consumption of turret by 5% for every 500 or something. I will think about something, but I will let you know in the next episode. So if you enjoyed the video, guys, please leave a like and subscribe. That really help the channel. If you want to see when I put new content about the series, please hit the notification bell. And of course, if you have any suggestion on how to be more cost effective with the turrets, or any suggestions for kill boxes, or, you know, any suggestions for how to construct the base, please leave it in the comment section below, and I'll catch you in the next video. Bye.